Alright, finally got OBS to cooperate with me. I'd like to apologize for that. We're on lap 6 out of 150 here at Bristol MSpeedway. And looks like we got about 16 cars out here at Bristol tonight. As we get our paint schemes loaded up here, get our camera controls working. So short track racing this week. Got the simulator cranked up a little higher than usual. We're gonna tame that down a little bit. I know my volume balance has changed. I was actually in a car last week, or well, this week, yesterday, and I had to crank everything back up. But right now, looks like Alex Pelican is your leader. Off to a great start. You're right on board with him currently. Behind him is brother Anthony Pelican in a close second, and then Brent Butler and Keith Mayatu. Running pretty close back there. Let's get a look at that 76 car here in a second. Jeremiah Vincent's going to round out your top 5. These guys are right on top of each other. We're going to ride on board here with Brent Butler. He keeps peeking to that inside. Almost a little bit of contact between him and the 98. Looks like people are scrubbing the wall here too. It seems like middle of the corner coming a little bit too hot. You're going to tag it with at least the right rear. But it might help it turn off if you get it to just right. Don't want to clip it too hard. Let's move on through this field a little bit more. I know this is probably not the qualifying order that they hit. But like we said, Jeremiah Vincent back here running patiently. Actually, Brent Butler just got a little bit of a run on Mayatu. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to complete that pass, though. It's going to be tough. Actually, Mayatu's going around him on the outside. So Brent Butler was running third, just got passed, and now the 25's peeking on the inside. A little scuff with the wall. Brent's falling back a little bit. Really hard to keep up with all the action that goes on around this place. Nick Gardner, he's caught these two, and now it's about half a second back from the 25. And Anthony and Alex Pelican are the top two to beat. Alex actually pulling away a little bit. And I think the brother is playing defense behind him. He's got the 36 right on his bumper, but won't let him complete the run. So right now, as it currently sits, the two Pelican brothers, 1 and 2. But Anthony keeps clipping that wall. Especially on the entry. He's running up there a little bit higher than what he wants to. I guarantee it's higher than where he wants to be. It's a very tight groove racetrack. Doesn't take very much to make a mistake. As you see, the 81 of Cody Atkins is caught up now. He's caught up to Nick Gardner. Nick's having a solid day here. He's on course for a top 5. Let's see what he can pull off. Sorry, my wife just brought me a little bit of food here, so working through that. Let's go back to the static cameras. We have a battle shaping up here for about third back to, well, fourth back to eighth, and it looks like Car on the wall,
Caution, yellow flag.
25. Jeremiah Vincent gets tagged and sent to the inside or outside wall. Looked like the 76 and him might have met on the exit of 4. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. The next crash button is not going to work here. So we're going to have to rewind manually for these. There's so many cars clipping the wall and getting a 1X that it's going to be tough to just instant replay. Yep, right there. I think they just ran out of racetrack in that exact moment. The 25 didn't hit him, but the 76 had nowhere else to go. And there was nowhere for him to be found. I don't think there was any room left to get by that, so. We have the 25 car who's sitting completely still on the racetrack right now. I don't know if he's waiting on the pace car because of the pit road entry. Yep, I would say that's what happened. It's very easy to get ahead of the pace car here. All right, so just to get you up to date, 46 Alex Pelican, your leader. Anthony Pelican behind him, playing defense and doing it quite well. See how that defense holds up. He's got Keith Mayatu, the points leader, behind him. 36 V-Speed machine's been fast all season long. Doesn't matter where we go. Brent Butler running pretty strong there at the start, but started clipping the wall and a little bit of contact between him and the 25. I'm sure it's not going to slow him down any, but might have to change where these guys are passing or maybe make some different decisions. It's later in the runs. It's going to be a lot tighter because guys are going to be running up the track and things are going to happen. Round out your top 5. We got Nick Gardner here. Cody Atkins just behind him. He's working his way through the field pretty well. Brett Sommers, we haven't talked about him yet tonight, and that Boston Webb machine. Getting ready to double up here, I believe, but 31 Richard Holland, being pretty quiet tonight in that Outcast machine. Cody Williams, good to see him on the track tonight. Rick Fagone in that 10 car. He's going to round out your top 10 as well. 11th position, Dennis Steele. Blake Blomaker. That 72 machine. The 12th, Dallas Sullivan. We've seen him have spurts of greatness here at short tracks. Nicholas Starling in that 07. And then 12 car. John Suzelski. Actually, Jeremiah Vincent's going to run out the field. So let's get back up front here. 46 about to take him green. We're going to go on board with him for just a second here.
Green, green, green.
And the defense didn't work this time. Keith Mayatu's able to get to the inside.
The yellow flag is out.
And we've got a yellow. I think that's going to score the 36 ahead of the 98, so I think defense time is over. Let's go back and see what we can find. There it is. We got lucky on this one. All right, let's take a look. Oh, 07 was already getting loose. He was all the way on the bottom. Twelve of John Schulzelski had nowhere to go. He really didn't have anywhere to go here. That thing just snapped loose. 25 of Jeremiah Vincent, barely making it past that. That wasn't as close as I thought, but still, anything can happen here. And 25 is going to get the lucky dog here. He's got to slide past these guys. Not much room to do it. All right, so we're going to try this again. We had a solid 27 laps without a caution. And I would say that Bristol, you're probably going to get a good, with this fuel, I'd say a good 60 laps in before you have to pit. I'd say tires are going to be used up before your fuel is. It's usually the case here at Bristol is you don't want to pit for fuel. You're wanting to pit for tires before you even reach that point. When NASCAR started limiting tire usage, it really made teams have to think about their setups. Do we want a faster car, or do we want something that can go and like Rusty Wallace at this place, you know? Where it's just lap after lap gets faster and faster. It's there's an art to it, and this ARCA car is no different than any other car. But once that fuel load starts to come off the rear, it tightens right up, and you've seen guys struggling with it. We got to lap 27 before they started clipping the wall. Reminder, race is brought to you by Down in Racing League. Drivers Network America is presenting it on YouTube. Trying to get you flag-to-flag coverage. I accidentally selected the wrong profile on my OBS. So I accidentally streamed to another league that I was streaming for previously. For about the first, I don't know, I'd say 4 minutes of my broadcast, I streamed for the entirely wrong league. So I'm going to have to contact them to let them know that their YouTube has a video up of a previous broadcast. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't live on my channel. Figured it out. I just had a dumbass moment. That's what happens when you don't sort your filing cabinets, folks. All right, lights are out on the pace car. And we're getting ready to go green. Alex Pelican gonna lead him off here.
Green flag, green flag.
Anthony Pelican really getting up there. He wants to play defense for his brother, and he knows he's going to have to hold off that 36 for at least a few laps to let Alex get out here to a little bit of a lead. Anthony might try to go up there and get it from him, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Alex has been in dire need of a points day. And with the season winding down, Bristol's going to be a really important race. This is the first race of the first elimination round. And based off the points, I'm going to go in here and look at the official points. Actually, Alex Pelican got eliminated. He was in 9th position as of the end of the first elimination, so I think he's maybe coming out here to prove that he belongs up there in that top 8. Keith Mayatsu's your leader with points. Anthony Pelican will be in 2nd. He's also 2nd in the race right now, so this might be beneficial for him to have his brother up front. Maybe he'll let him make that last lap pass a little easier than he would anyone else. Richard Holland in 3rd in points, about 70 back from the leader and about 20 back from Anthony Pelican. Brent Butler, Brett Sommers, Jeremiah Vincent, Jordan Caskey, and Rick Fagone, your top 8. I tell you what, Keith Mayatu is all over the Pelican brothers. They're holding him down to that inside line. They know what they got to do. They just have to be careful that they don't overdrive it into the wall here on the outside. Oh, there it is right there. Alex is going to have to do better than that, because if he clips that wall, his brother's going to have to follow suit and slow down. And that's going to allow that 36 to get up front, and they do not want that. I can tell you that right now by how he's hanging to that inside. They do not want that. Oh, we got a car spinning back there. 81 all the way down to the bottom of the track. Let's go back and take a look at that really quickly. It's like he might have had a little bit of help there. Able to keep it off the inside wall, though. Hell of a save by that driver. Wow. That was incredible driving by the 81, Cody Atkins. Had a little bit of a momentum change to the inside. Was able to straighten it out before the inside pit wall. He could have hit them barrels, and it would have destroyed that car. All right, let's get back up here to your leaders. There was a battle still brewing a little bit here. Alex Pelican out of the picture, maybe? I think he clipped the wall. He made a mistake, and now he's fallen back about a second and a half from the lead. I know there's a lot of racing going on this track right now. We're going to kind of sift through it for a minute. We did miss the leader. That's what I was trying to do, is kind of go back and look at what was going on, and then we had a car spin, and we ended up missing what happened to Alex Pelican, but I assume he clipped the wall. I wouldn't think that Anthony would move him out of the way. But we're going to go through your field real quick. Anthony Pelican, your leader currently. Keith Mayatu in second. Let's get back here to Alex Pelican. He's fallen back about 2.5 seconds now. Running third. Nick Gardner is in fourth position, and he's holding off 2 hungry cars right now. Richard Holland in that 31. Currently in 5th position. And we have another yellow. A lot going on out here tonight. See if we can figure out what happened here. I'm not sure. Let's rewind. We'll rewind it one more time. I don't see where the yellow came out. Yeah, I'm not finding this here, so missed out on that one, guys. Can't find the cause of the caution at all. We're on pit road here. Alex Pelican leading them down. rules on this track, you have to start entry on pit road, and that 31 better keep it down below that blue line. I just saw that little clip right there. Better keep it down. iRacing will penalize you for an unsafe pit entry through there. Here's your race off of pit road. Really close between the 30. Oh my goodness. 36 and 98 side by side off of pit road. I think the 36 won the battle. Wow, that was close. Let's go back and take a look at that. All right, here we go. We're going to slow it down. Slow motion replay. That green cone right there, sitting right in front of that pit stall. But once that 36 leaves that, right here at this line, that was close. So we got a new leader after that cycle of caution pit stops. And I believe we're past stage 1. This might have been a competition caution. That's why I couldn't find a wreck on the field. I've had 2 dumbass moments today. That's 2 strikes. My excuse is I haven't had my beer today. I'm going with that. All right, lights are out on the pace car. We're doubled up. We're going to get on board with the 36 machine of Keith Mayatu. He's going to lead them off here and go green at Bristol for the second stage. This is chase race number 4. Dialed In Racing League. Keith Mayatu, as per usual, going to lead them off here. Green flag is out.
Green, green, green.
And he wasted no time hitting that loud pedal. Got about a second lead now already on Alex Pelican. Alex is going to have to try to recover from that little tough, I guess a tough break there with touching the wall. We got a car spinning. I think it's Dallas Sullivan. Oh, he tore the whole front end off. I think Blomker just tore the whole front of that car clean off. We're going to have to go back and look. I think he just got loose. I think the 69 just is a little too low. Turns 1 and 2. Now, these guys do have limited sets of tires, but they can come in and take fuel all they want. And as small as this field is, I'd take my chances. I think I would come right down pit road and go ahead and take a little fuel stop. But here it is right there. Yeah, thing just got loose. Barely missing the entire outside line, but Blomker had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Let's go on board with him through this one. All right. Well, we've got a fast repair done to the 72. Probably a fast repair done to the 69. Nope, he's got damage from that previous wreck, I think, with him and the 81. They had a little touch there at some point. He actually hasn't made it to his stall yet, so... Very confusing to broadcast this race. Very tough to know where they are. I've always felt like they should paint the inside infield there between the walls a different color for the front straightaway and the back straightaway. Especially for people watching on TV or broadcasting in that general sense. Even for the drivers out on the track, it can sometimes get confusing which side of the track they're on, because this track is so symmetrical. And knowing which pit road to enter in, and it's a tough deal. It's a really tough track, and everything's gray and black. So it's kind of hypnotizing at times. I also genuinely believe that they could do more for the racing surface of this place. I know it's concrete, but it would be nice to see these guys be able to run the bottom a little bit more. Back in the good old days, Rusty Wallace would take her all the way to the bottom of the track, and he'd never leave it. He would have her all the way down there. All right, green flag is out. Keith Mayatu getting another great start. 07 back there, kind of holding up the field a little bit on that restart. And they're bottlenecked pretty hard. He's not able to get up to speed, and I don't think he's going to be able to. And we got Sommers.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, Dennis Steele. We got a lot of wrecks starting here, guys. A little bit of a caution fest. We're just going to rewind straight up because we were watching that. This 7 car kind of bottlenecking the field here. The 07, actually. He's got a lot of front end damage. And I think Brett Sommers was trying to get around him, but where he ended up trying to make the move wasn't a good transition in the track. And it really upset the car. Cody Williams got a little piece of that. Anthony Pelican, rather, got involved. Not too much damage. I think Sommers was saving that car for probably half of that corner. He chased it up the track once, but I think as soon as he got back to the throttle, it did it again. All right, we're going to take a little stage break from the broadcast just for a second so I can go grab something to drink and take my plate upstairs. It's Dowden Racing League, Drivers Network America. You're right back after this. All right, we're back. Lights are out on the pace car. Keith Mayatu, your leader. Nick Gardner up to second position with Richard Holland third, Cody Atkins in fourth, and Jeremiah Vincent your top 5. Getting ready to go green, and I guarantee you this 36 is going to waste no time. As soon as it gets flat, he's hitting the gas pedal, and there he goes. Nick Gardner actually hanging with him a decent amount there. Wasn't sleeping on that start, but not a bad start for Nick Gardner at all, but he's got some hungry cars behind him. You see right there, Cody Atkins, really close, and then he's got the view of the 36. I think everybody's seen that back bumper this season. We might actually be hearing the splitter on that camera dragging across the track. That might explain why this car gets so tight. If that front splitter's dragging on the track, it's definitely not
The yellow
getting...
flag is
Oh,
out.
we got it. We got it. Caution. Let's see if we can find where it happened. Want to guess that the 72 is involved. We're going to go back and take another look at the replay. Not seeing it here. There it is, 7 car. Somers inside wall. We were able to figure that one out. But I tell you what, these guys were showing some promise here at the start of this thing. We were running about 28 laps, I think we completed 27 laps, somewhere in there. Completely caution free. It looked really good. I think these boys need to settle down and get the feel back in the track for what this thing's gonna do. Because it's obviously really loose, unpredictably loose. Especially in certain driving lines. I think being too low on the entry has a lot to do with it. So you're gonna have to run up next to that wall if you want the thing to stay tight, I would assume. But 25, Jeremiah Vincent. Looks like he's got the right side torn off that thing. Lower control arm is toast. Actually lost the tire there for a second, but he's got a fast repair. He kept that one under his belt. Well played, sir. Get Jeremiah Vincent back out there on the track. We're getting ready to double up. And I think some of these guys might be getting a little impatient. Maybe getting a little too eager. We have 68 laps to go. Plenty of time. Currently through your field, the top 10, Keith Mayatu, Nick Gardner, Cody Atkins, actually. Richard Holland, Cody Williams in 5th position. Anthony Pelican, Alex Pelican, Rick Fagone, Dallas Sullivan, and Brent Butler, your top 10. Dennis Steele in 11th position, Blake Blomker, Jeremiah Vincent, Nicholas Starling, Brett Somers, and John Szulzelski. It's going to round out your field. Lights are out on the pace car, getting ready to go green again. I tell you what, Nick Gardner, if he could just pick that one up just a 1/10 of a second here on reaction time, I bet he keeps up with the 36 going into 1 and 2. Mayatu's hitting the loud pedal on the flat spot. There, he gets it a little earlier.
Green flag, green flag.
He's changing it up every time. Well played to him. That's a good tactic to have, but I think Nick's got the inside pretty much locked down. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for anybody to get by on the inside.
The yellow flag is out.
And when the 81 car, I saw him disappear. I watched that car disappear. He was running inside of Nick Gardner, and he wasn't there anymore. So Cody Atkins spun out. I think it's a self-spin. I don't think he hit anyone either. Let's take a look. Would not surprise me if that... Oh, it was loose off the corner. And there it was. He had to catch it. By the time he caught it, he was at the bottom of the track. He had to enter that corner low. And I think somebody else might have got a piece of that action there. Jeremiah Vincent's just burned that fast repair. And he had to squeeze through that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now, that one was close. You can't take that one away from me. That was a very close call for the 25. Just use that fast repair, and then that happens in front of him. I bet he's thanking the guy behind him for using the brakes. Well, if you're currently in chat, we're live about in Racing League, Drivers Network America. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button to get all the notifications for when we go live. We're going to bring you the rest of the season here. We have Chicagoland, Nashville Fairgrounds, and then our season finale at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Bristol at night, currently on the schedule. This was I would have to say, a judgment call for what this league is capable of doing. Based off of the previous, let's say, 13 races, this league's put together a really good show, and they've had very few cautions. This is kind of an asterisk in that book. We've had a total of 9 cautions tonight. And we still have the entire field, I think, from starting, but we do have one car actually out of the race. Chris Lockwood, not sure if he got a disconnection or what happened exactly with him. Maybe a start and park, I'm not sure. But currently, we're going to look around here a little bit, see some of these other cars. We've talked a little bit about Nick Gardner and what he's been able to do. He's worked his way up to second position. Keith Mayatu's leading a lot of laps, as per usual. But he had some competition earlier in this race. These two boys right here, this 46 car, Alex Pelican and his brother, Anthony Pelican, they were kind of the last of the field to start this thing. Track's rubbered up. Might have cooled off a little bit or heated up. I'm not sure. It's definitely changed the way these guys are getting around this place. It's gotten a lot looser, and that bottom line is not coming in. So they're going to have to be careful how they drive this thing and pray they're not the next one. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going down the back stretch, getting ready to go green. As far as race flow goes, I would have to say that if they could just get settled down, get single file, and pick and choose their battles, spread out a couple tenths here and there, I think these cautions would come to an end. We see some green flag pit stops. Keith Mayatu wasting no time at all. He's able to hook that thing up pretty good there on that transition, too. It's pretty impressive to see a guy do that. Anthony Pelican wasting no time at all. Diced that outside line up pretty good, and here he comes right on the back bumper, and Nick Gardner taking it all the way to the inside. Nick's on the high line. That's actually the preferred line around this track today. Take a look back here. We got Cody Williams under fire, but Alex Pelican. Little pass back there by Rick Fagone on the 81 possibly. These guys trying to get back into the top 10. That 81. Chris Lockwood has had an up and down night all night long. He was running about second position, or passing for second position, before he spun out. Little self-spin there, and he's also been tagged and ran over and bumped, and that's just short track racing. That's just how it is. And there's the contact maybe a little bit, or the 16 just hit the wall, but he lost a ton of ground here. We heard a car in the wall. I tried to change the camera to wherever I thought it happened, and it was Nick Gardner who clipped the wall. Maybe had a little help. Not sure on that replay. Haven't got it yet. But he's going to fall back to the 4th position, and now he's got Alex Pelican on his back bumper. He's going to have some work to do to get back up there to those boys. Had a lot of position changes here in the last couple laps. I think guys going for real estate as quick as they can get it. These tires heat up and burn off so quickly. Very abrasive surface here at Bristol. An all concrete racetrack. Let's take a look up here. Richard Holland's going to take take the fight up here to the 98 here. Maybe a couple more laps, he'll be to that back bumper. Looking back, Nick Gardner not too far off of it. A little bit of a Lowe's throwback paint scheme here by the 31. Outcast on the hood. We got some tight racing going on back here. I know this is about to shape up. Jeremiah Vincent, Alex Pelican, Nick Gardner's going to be under fire. Cody Williams is kind of biding his time. I think he let these guys go. I don't know if he's trying to just figure out what they're going to do, if they're going to drive up their stuff and try to take advantage of them later. I don't know that the runs are going long enough to do that. I don't know if I would let people go right now. But at the same time, you could... Yep, there it is right there. I just jinxed it. I said I don't think these runs have been long enough to actually let anyone go. If you have the real estate, keep it. Don't let them take it. Make them earn it. We're going to look for that caution flag. And I want to say it was a self-spin, but I'm not sure where it happened. So we're going to back up with another replay. And I would assume these guys are going to pit this time around. All right, we found it. We found it right here. Couple cars involved here. I think it started out as a self-spin. Maybe help. I don't know. Watch it closely coming off of turn 2. Turn 4. It's actually turn 2 where this starts. Yeah, a little bit of help from the 07. Dallas Sullivan just nowhere for Rick Fagone to go at all. Go on board with the 10 here. I'll give you a run through on that. It's pretty obvious. The 10 car just, I mean, nowhere to go at all. Tough break. Tough break for both these guys. I know Dallas Sullivan's been having some troubles all night. He's actually went a lap down here. I can tell you one driver that hasn't had any issues getting around this place. Keith Mayatu, he's been patient. He worked his way around the two Pelican brothers, and he's never looked back. He's had pretty clean air ever since that moment, and he's led approximately 62 laps in this race. Great race for the 36 machine. He's had a great season. We've talked a little bit about his consistency and what he's been able to put together. The dude's on another level right now. He's had some competition at times at these tracks, different races, different scenarios. I can tell you the 33 of Jordan Caskey, who didn't make the field tonight, has been one of those guys that can run up there and give him grief. I've seen the 25 of Jeremiah Vincent have speed similar to the 36. We've seen both Pelican boys get up there and lead some laps, especially at the start of these things, but Keith Mayatu is always adapting and overcoming it, and it's just kind of neat to watch a guy put stuff together like that, calculate his decisions. So nonetheless, whatever happens, we still got lots of laps left to be ran. Anything can happen, and you see that 25 is getting up there in the outside. This guy is kind of went worst to first and back. And we've talked about how he's passed the entire field before. That 98's good for doing that too. So let's see what's shaping up here. Keith Mayatu getting ready to go green. Field's getting doubled up. Here's the transition. This is about where he's been hitting it, and there it goes.
Green flag, green flag.
Got a helmet camera here for you. This is just about the driver's perspective in this ARCA car. Those corners are pretty tight, so as you can see, there's not much view over the top of that windshield.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh boy. Double-digit caution night tonight. Not sure where this happened on the field. I'm looking for a car and I'm not seeing one. Uh-oh. I found it. Really loose 16 car. Wow. That is incredible that that was just a one car accident. That incident could have been a lot worse than it was. Let's go on board with the 31 to Richard Holland here. Wow. One more time on board with the 07 machine. Oh boy, that's a close call right there. These guys winding it down, 34 laps to go in this thing. I'm not sure. This thing is just unpredictably loose. I mean, we're seeing guys with a lot of talent get really out of shape. In some of the weirdest portions of the track, too. It seems to be like patches on the track where you just can't be. Seems like the bottom of the entry of 1 and 2 is not a good spot to start the turn. The exit of 3 and 4, really slippery. Especially in the middle. Kind of makes it hard to pass, and some of these guys are getting surprisingly loose for, you know, no reason. They're just running their line, or maybe they have to move down a little bit for a car and it changes their line and they're not prepared for that throttle response and that car to just be really upset. Honestly, a lot can be said about the fixed setup maybe here at the track tonight. Weather can be a factor in these things, humidity, air temperature. I think they've pretty much run the iRacing defaults for these races. It might change track state a little bit, but other than that, I might be able to display the track temperature for you guys if I could find the correct control for it. See what I can do. Always try to do my best, the best of my abilities. I know Pretzels is going to start up here on this screen, and I don't want it to do that, but it always does, no matter how many times I drag it over to the other monitor. All right, let's take a look here and see if we can get the right thing up on screen for the weather, but I don't think we're going to find it in time. Pace car is off. Keith Mayatsu is going to lead him off, and maybe we'll catch another one of those overlays in just a moment. But right now, Rick Fagone sleeping at the wheel just a little bit there. 10 car lost a lot of spots. Maybe he just wanted to get up there and he might be on new tires. Oh my goodness, he's very loose. 10 car, 4 car, 72. This thing is unpredictable. I bet you this car is just not fun to drive at this point. We've got guys that have had no incidents all season long, self-spinning. Oh, man. And with the curse of the camera, the 10 car must have spun the tires. Wouldn't think that he'd be sleeping on a restart. Let's go back. We're going to do a long transition. This kind of started back here on this restart. So here it is. Let's listen on board with him and see if these tires spin. You can hear him. He's off the throttle a lot longer than the rest of these guys. And this thing's already snapping loose as soon as he entered the corner. 7, 76, 72, 12, 28, 69, 10 car all involved in that. 10 car is going to come down pit road. Maybe the 10 didn't pit. I don't know if he had older tires or... I really don't know. The explanation that I have for what's going on the track right now is that it is definitely not driver talent that's doing this. Unpredictability. But if a car is just not fun to drive, you reach a certain point where you might have to park it if you can't take it anymore. The frustration's setting in as well with 28 laps to go. These guys have had a lot of cautions in a row, and green flag pit stops haven't been a factor in this thing at all, so... These guys have been right on top of each other for probably the last 30 or so laps. But we're going to get back to normal next week. Take you to Chicagoland for a D-shaped intermediate 1.5 mile oval. A little bit more in the wheelhouse for some of these guys. And then after that, it's to Nashville Fairgrounds. A little bit of a short track race. Kind of a hybrid between New Hampshire and Bristol. And then our season finale in Atlanta. I know we went through the schedule, but there's 2 races on the schedule that I'm most looking forward to, and that's Chicago and Atlanta. Atlanta's going to be really fun to watch. And that's where we'll take our final 4 playoff drivers. And it'll be a full reset of all the points for the top 4. If you win, you win. So somebody could definitely take the championship away from this guy that's been dominant all year long. You could win them all and not win the last one. Green flag is out. Keith Mayatu. There he goes. He is getting that thing to hook up so well. 25, Jeremiah Vincent inside of him. 98, Anthony Pelican. Pelican boys have found their way back to the front. 26 to go. This is the time to do it. Couldn't do anything with that run for the 98, but we got the 4 car on the outside of the 07. 31, Richard Holland. There they come. Outside's where I'd want to be. This 07's going to get freight train getting stuck down there. Cody Williams riding on board with him. You see some sparks flying off of Alex Pelican's car. 25, Jeremiah Vincent in the wall. And he's still trying to save this thing. 3 wide coming off of 2. Wow. Little contact behind the 25. Let's get back up here. Get back on our proper camera. These guys sneaking through here. This puts Cody Williams up to 4th position. Alex Pelican 3rd. And that 98 car is chasing down the 36. He wants that. He wants that spot. He knows he's going to have to do it here. 21 laps to go. No sense in saving it. If you can get it, go get it. And he is driving the wheels off this car. Anthony Pelican, 98 AC Delco machine. Not sure why that paint doesn't load properly for me. Might be a setting in my iRacing. I'll try to get that fixed. I've tried several times. Some of these cars load and some don't. We got the 16 car, his paint loads up just fine, but 98 for some reason. Well, there he is. He's at the back bumper of the 36 car. Keith Mayatu's got a mirror full. Little transition here. And the caution. 17 laps to go, and man, was Anthony Pelican right there. I thought we were going to have a pass for the lead. Not sure where this caution came out at. Let's see if we can find the car that caused this one. All right, we're just going to rewind here, do an instant replay. Looks like Scholzelski maybe came up into the 28. See if we can get a different camera angle on that. Now let's go one more time here. It's hard to tell. From those angles, it's hard to tell. That's a booth review. I wouldn't want to be a part of that one. That's hard to tell on that call. It could just be a racing deal. All right, so 16 laps to go, and these guys are all coming in for fresh tires. But I tell you what, Rick Fagone stayed out, and I think he made the right call here. Got the tires warmed up. Maybe this thing won't be so crazy loose. And some of these guys coming down to pit. I don't know. I really don't. I think they've pretty much used up all their tire sets here. I know these tires cooling off after they have some wear to them is probably worse than driving them fresh cold. This track's cold. It's cooled off. We haven't had a lot of racing on it to heat it up again. Those marbles and that debris aren't getting thrown up to the outside line as well, and that's probably making it a little more difficult to pick your line as these guys have struggled tonight. We're going to have probably about a 10-lap shootout here. Green-white checkers are on. Let's see if we can get that weather overlay for you. I just reminded myself of that. There you go. There's the current weather. So 69, 73. Assume 69 is the air temperature and track temperature 73. Relative humidity not too high. So it's not a real greasy surface tonight. I think it's just the tires. I really think it's this setup and it's catching these guys off guard. Pace car is off. Keith Mayatu, Anthony Pelican side by side. Here's the green flag.
Green flag.
Let's see how this battle shapes up. They were about to go to town here. And I know Anthony had a lot of momentum. He was catching him pretty well. These guys stay green. I think Anthony can give him a run for his money. We had some shuffling going on back here, but it's settled down pretty quickly. Let's get back up here to this battle that's going to be shaping up. Anthony Pelican all over the back bumper of that 36 going into 2. And now he's on there in 3 and 4. He's trying to get to that inside. I don't know if it's going to work. Mayatu knows how to protect that higher groove. I think he's going to have to probably run him hard into the corner, make him overdrive it. Get right up on that thing. He's working on him still, though. Inside, 98, Anthony Pelican, side by side with Keith Mayatu. 7 laps to go. Alex Pelican close behind him. You got Cody Williams in the mix now. Let's see how many more laps they can run side by side. 36 tags the wall just a little bit. Now the 98's got a mirror full of his brother. Alex Pelican worked his way in the 4-car. Cody Williams just kind of sitting back, waiting for a move. 98 to the inside again. Can't do it. Not there yet. Maybe on this transition, one more peek to the inside. Maybe a touch here. You're going to have to drive it in really hard and deep. There it is to the outside. He got a touch on the wall. The 36 has got his hands full. 2 Pelican boys going to the inside. Anthony Pelican, your leader now. 36, Keith Mayatu back to second. Alex Pelican looking inside now. Mayatu trying to hold that outside groove. Alex Pelican might clear him here into 3 and 4. We've got 2 to go. White flag this next time around. Is Alex gonna... Oh man, he almost took himself out of the picture here entirely. Looking for that white flag, and they got it. 98, Alex Pelican gonna lead him two more corners. Here he comes off at 3 and 4. Anthony Pelican, your winner tonight, and double fashion standard, able to take that lead away. Earned it tonight. Worked hard. AC Delco on the podium. Dialed in Racing League team. A little congratulations from his brother here on this victory celebration. There's your second place finisher. Keith Mayatu is going to bring it home at 3rd. What a finish, guys. Actually enjoyable to watch there at the end. Got a little bit caution heavy, but they ran it out to the end, and boy, was it a good finish. All right, we're going to throw up the official finishing order. We're going to go down here with the 98, burn it down. This is Dialed In Racing League, Drivers Network America. We're going to bring your top 3 up for a little interview. Catch up with Anthony Pelican, Alex Pelican, and Keith Mayatu right after this. And we're back live, caught up with your victory, back in victory circle. With first time we've interviewed you for the win here. Anthony Pelican, your winner tonight. Did it in a great fashion. 10 laps to go. Take us through those last 10 laps, Anthony.
I knew Keith was struggling there because he didn't come down for tires when everybody else did, so he was on a little bit older tire. Just wanted to take my time getting by him and race him real clean because he's always been real clean to me. Didn't want to door ding him or anything like that for the win, so just wanted to do it as clean as possible.
You did it well, man, and I know the tires were a big advantage here. It seemed like guys were getting loose randomly on the track all night. We had double-digit cautions, and I was really hoping that you guys could race it out because you had a lot of momentum on that run just before that, and I knew you were catching him. We were looking at the caution coming out again. It probably would have screwed the run up. So congratulations on that, though, man. You did it clean.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're looking really good in the points here for you. You had to get that win there and keep your playoff berth going and guarantee your spot. So congratulations on that. We're going to Chicagoland next week. Got anything for him?
I don't know. I'm sure Keith will be pretty strong there. I'm sure it'll be him I'm racing. Being locked into the Final Four feels great, so we can just go out there and don't have to worry about points. So we'll do whatever we have to do to win again.
Right on, man. Congratulations on the win tonight. And you got anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's victory?
I'd like to thank my wife and my daughter Dakota for all their support. They watch all the races, so I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank the guys at Dialed In Racing for putting on the league and just for being great guys during the race and everything like that. Thanks to you for putting on an awesome broadcast.
Appreciate that, man. We appreciate your time. We'll send you back down. Maybe we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
That's your race winner, Anthony Pelican. We're going to burn it down with him one more time. This guy had the longest victory celebration I think I've seen all season long. He did 2 victory laps, and here he goes. He's going to burn it down here for you. We're going to pull up our second place finisher. Second place, Alex Pelican. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, it was quite a battle there at the end. I was glad it got to go caution free for those last 10. Take us through what was going through your head there in those last 10 laps.
Well, I mean, knew that they were going to battle pretty hard, so I was just going to ride it out and get third. And then they kind of got strung out there a little bit and from me, and I run them back down, and I was like, well, I might as well try something that ain't gonna hurt. So, and luckily we had some fresher tires to help us get past Keith.
Well, we've seen a lot of transitions here. We were talking about all the different pit cycles that everybody ended up getting on. Was the track just unpredictably loose? Did it matter like where you came into the entry? Would that upset the car?
Yeah, definitely. Like if you tried to like jerk it off into the corner, like if you just like jerk the wheel going into the corner, it definitely upset it. And then coming off, if you had the same like almost wild motion in your hands, like it would do the same thing. So you just kind of had to be very
You had to
smooth with the wheel.
finesse the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of cars and guys that normally don't struggle were having a hard time tonight. We got a lot of talent out here on this field, and it seemed like random drivers for no reason were just snapping loose in the middle or exit. It didn't matter. Entry of the corner even was throwing the thing around. So you and Anthony got around here really well tonight. You did have a tough break there where you were leading the thing and clipped the wall there. But that's just Bristol, dude. It's short track racing, right?
Yes, sir.
But congratulations on your second place finish. You did a hell of a job out there. You got anybody you'd like to thank?
Like to thank all my teammates at Dialed In Racing. Um, Anthony, congrats on winning. Keith, for always showing up and being the guy to beat. He is, I mean, absolutely amazing at this. Want to thank you for putting this broadcast on and everything you do for the league and everybody that comes in and races with us.
We appreciate your time, Alex. I'm sure we'll talk to you again. Hopefully next week. We're going to Chicagoland. You got anything for him, buddy?
I don't know. Hopefully we can finish top 3 again. If we just keep doing top 3s, we should be okay.
Should be locked in for the final 4 there if you can. Well, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
actually,
gotta win
you
that,
got
yeah.
cut. Yeah, sorry about that. Man, that was an added insult to injury there. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're proving a point that just you had some off races and things that were beyond your control, and definitely deserved to be in that top 8. I would say, and I think next season it'll change for you, man.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, we'll look forward to next week, and we'll see you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Second place finisher. Man, I just called the guy out about I didn't even mean to do that. That's on me. This Pelican boys have been fast all year, and I don't know. It's kind of surreal to see the 46 not make the cut on the top 8. He was definitely a top 10 car every track we went to. So, but congratulations to him on that second place. We're gonna pull up Keith Mayatu, that 36 car, and this is a little strange because usually I say this name first in the interview booth, and Keith, man, you just got caught up on the pit cycle. A little bit older tires. Take us through those last 10 laps.
It was pretty crazy, yeah. It wasn't nice being on the older set of tires. I think if I didn't make a mistake, I probably would have held off Anthony. But I was really overdriving the car, and it finally just got too close to the wall too many times, and it put me back there. But top 3s, not too bad nonetheless. I'm kind of happy that that ridiculous win streak had come to an end sooner than later.
Yeah, I know guys have been strategizing. We talk about it week in and week out. The guy to beat, and guys even say it in the interview booth is we're gonna come out here and that's the guy that we're gonna have to try to beat every week. You've put together a hell of a season, and where we're walking to Chicagoland next week. Get a win there, guaranteed in the playoffs. I think you're pretty much guaranteed anyway based off points. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try next week. Hopefully, a little less cautions next week, and maybe the result will turn out a little bit better with a win.
10-4 on that. Before we do any congratulations or thank anybody, I just wanted to get your take on what the car was doing, because we've seen a lot of guys struggling here tonight. It seemed like guys that normally don't have problems were getting loose. Was the car just kind of that tough to drive, or?
I found if you overdrove it with new tires, especially on entry, you can get it really loose. I wasn't getting loose off at all, where some were mentioning it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just putting too much wheel into it. That's the only thing I can think of. But I ran in the middle most of the night. Even the top side, I felt it pretty tight. I didn't find it loose at all.
Well, 10-4 on that, man. I think driving style maybe had a little bit to do with it, but it just seemed strange that the car was almost unpredictable for some guys. And we kind of watched it up here in the broadcast booth. We had a lot of cautions tonight, but like you said, next week should be more mild and back to normal. And I mean, congratulations on your great season. And you got anybody you'd like to thank for third place tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Adam Baker with V-Speed sponsoring the race car, Drivers Network America for sponsoring the series, yourself, Bradley, a great job you do the broadcast, and everyone at Dialed In Racing, and of course Anthony for the win tonight.
Oh yeah, man. And hey, we'll see you at Chicagoland. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Take care.
Third place finisher tonight, Keith Mayatu. And I tell you what, guys, it was a fun battle there at the end. Have to congratulate Anthony Pelican on that. Great job by that driver. Chicagoland next week, Monday night. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Get the alerts when we go live, 8 p.m. As long as I get OBS running right. It's been another Drivers Network America broadcast for the Dialed In Racing League. Season 4, Race 14, Bristol. We'll see you next week. Take care, guys.